Terrifying, creepy, unexplainable. The story of the devil and the doll is one that blurs the lines between superstition, mystery, and the paranormal. What would you do if an ordinary doll became the center of unexplainable and sinister events? In today's video, we'll delve into the chilling tale of the devil and the doll, uncovering its origins, the eerie experiences tied to it, and why it continues to haunt those who encounter it. Tales of haunted dolls have slithered their way into human folklore for centuries, from whispered accounts of toys with malevolent intentions to blockbuster movies like Chucky and Annabelle. These stories prey on one of our deepest fears: the inanimate gaining life. While Hollywood has amplified the terror, real-life cases of allegedly cursed dolls have an unnerving quality that fiction struggles to match. In this account, we delve into three of the most infamous cases of haunted dolls: Robert the Doll, Mandy the Enamelware Doll, and Letter the Gypsy Doll. Each tale unfolds with eerie precision, challenging the boundaries of belief and plunging us into a world where toys become tormentors. Robert the Doll, a childhood friend or eternal foe. The chilling saga of Robert the Doll begins in the tropical paradise of Key West, Florida, in the early 1900s. Born on October 25, 1900, Robert Eugene Otto, known simply as Gene, grew up in a wealthy household surrounded by luxury. But his life took a bizarre turn when his parents hired a Bahamian nursemaid to care for him. The nursemaid, dismissed under murky circumstances, left Gene with a parting gift: a hand-stitched doll. The doll was an eerie creation, 3 feet tall, dressed in a sailor's outfit, with a fixed, lifeless gaze. Gene named the doll Robert, and their bond was instantaneous. But the gift soon became a source of inexplicable terror. Servants began reporting strange occurrences. Late at night, 2 distinct voices would emanate from Gene's room, one belonging to the boy and the other deeper, gravelly, and unmistakably different. Gene's parents dismissed the claims as childish imagination until one fateful evening when Gene's screams pierced the silence. Rushing to his locked bedroom, his parents struggled to open the door. When they finally broke through, they were met with chaos. Furniture was overturned, toys lay in pieces, and Gene huddled in a corner, pale and trembling. His only explanation was chilling: Robert did it. The incidents escalated. Neighbors reported seeing the doll move from window to window, staring down at passersby. Household items went missing or were found twisted beyond recognition. Doors locked on their own, trapping occupants in rooms for hours. The family, unable to escape the doll's sinister influence, began to suspect it was cursed. As Gene grew older, his attachment to Robert only deepened. When he inherited the family home, he gave Robert a room of his own, placing him in a chair by the window. Gene's wife, Anne, found the doll's presence unbearable. She insisted it be locked in the attic, but this decision seemed to provoke Robert further. Children passing the house claimed to see the doll gesturing at them from the attic window. Anne, plagued by footsteps in the empty attic, suffered a nervous breakdown and was institutionalized. After Gene's death in 1974, Robert was donated to the East Martello Museum, where he remains encased in glass. Even now, visitors report malfunctioning cameras, shifting objects, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Mandy the Enamelware Doll, the mischievous spirit. Across the continent in Canada's Quesnel City Museum resides Mandy, a doll as unassuming as she is unsettling. Donated anonymously in 1991, Mandy arrived with no backstory, only a dark aura that quickly made itself known. Initially stored in a plastic bag while her clothing was laundered, Mandy soon began to exhibit strange behaviors. Staff working nearby reported rustling sounds emanating from the sealed bag, as if the doll were moving inside. When the bag was opened, nothing appeared amiss, but the unease lingered. Once placed in her display case, Mandy's antics escalated. Visitors reported faint tapping sounds, as though the doll was drumming her fingers against the glass. Her toy lamp was inexplicably found outside the case multiple times, despite no one having touched it. The museum curator, desperate for answers, invited a psychic medium to examine the doll. The medium claimed Mandy housed the spirit of a little girl who had died tragically. The doll's restlessness, the medium said, stemmed from the child's need for attention. This revelation mirrored the account of the anonymous donor, who revealed she had been tormented by Mandy for years. Crying sounds echoed through her home, and no matter how many times she discarded the doll, even leaving it at a dump, it always reappeared in her cellar. Despite her mischievous reputation, Mandy remains a permanent fixture at the museum, where she continues to baffle and unsettle visitors. Cameras frequently malfunction near her, and some claim to see her expression change subtly, as if she were alive. Letter the Gypsy Doll, the Wanderer's Curse. Perhaps the most mysterious of all is Letter, a doll discovered in the 1970s in an abandoned house in Wagga Wagga, Australia. Two brothers exploring the derelict building stumbled upon the doll in the most unnerving way. Peering through a gap in the floorboards, they saw what appeared to be a human face staring back at them. Upon closer inspection, they realized it was a crudely carved wooden doll dressed in boys' clothing. Intrigued, they brought it home and named it Letter, short for Let Me Out of Here. But the doll's name would prove prophetic. Almost immediately, strange occurrences began to plague the brothers, starting with inexplicable cold spots around the doll and eerie whispers late at night. Years later, Letter resurfaced when one of the brothers, Kerry Walton, rediscovered it while cleaning his attic. The doll's presence immediately unsettled the household. Family pets became aggressive, refusing to enter rooms where the doll was kept. Objects moved without explanation, and scuff marks appeared on the floors as though tiny feet had been wandering the house. Carrie's children reported nightmares in which the doll seemed to move on its own, watching them with lifelike intensity. Carrie sought answers from a toy expert who suggested the doll was of Romani origin, possibly created as a protective talisman. The intricate carvings on its face and its unsettling lifelike features supported the idea that it was not an ordinary toy. A medium later claimed the doll was possessed by the spirit of a boy who had drowned. This spirit, the medium explained, was not malevolent but desperately lonely, seeking companionship and recognition. Despite these assurances, Letter's influence remained disturbing. During one television interview, a clock flew off the wall and shattered when a journalist asked about the spirit. At another public event, witnesses claimed the doll's expression seemed to change subtly, as though reacting to the crowd's presence. Paranormal investigators who examined Letter reported heightened electromagnetic readings and inexplicable equipment malfunctions. The Walton family eventually embraced Letter's notoriety, sharing their experiences with the media, though they remain wary of the doll's unpredictable behavior. Today, Letter is kept under close watch, a chilling reminder of how even inanimate objects can hold secrets and stir fears that transcend explanation. What makes dolls so haunting? The allure of haunted dolls lies in their unsettling resemblance to humans. Their fixed gazes, frozen smiles, and lifelike proportions make them uncanny, teetering on the edge of the animate and inanimate. Paranormal experts suggest that this human-like quality makes dolls ideal vessels for spiritual or supernatural forces. In many cultures, dolls have been used as ritual objects, believed to hold protective or malevolent powers. When combined with tragic circumstances, such as the death of a child, these objects can become imbued with intense emotional energy, giving rise to the legends that surround them. Skeptics argue that the phenomena attributed to haunted dolls are the result of psychological projection. People see what they expect to see, influenced by fear and suggestion. Yet, the consistent reports of physical disturbances and inexplicable events defy easy dismissal. The lingering mysteries. Despite the attempts to explain these cases, the questions remain. Are these dolls cursed objects, or do they merely serve as conduits for restless spirits? Could the stories be elaborate fabrications, or do they reveal a deeper, more terrifying truth about the unknown forces at play in our world? The blurred lines between myth and reality make it difficult to separate fact from fiction, especially when first-hand accounts are filled with chilling details that resist easy dismissal. The tales of Robert, Mandy, and Letter suggest that whatever the answer, the boundary between the living and the inanimate is not as solid as we might like to believe. These dolls challenge our understanding of life, death, and the power of objects to hold more than mere memories. Their stories invite us to consider that some objects may carry echoes of trauma or longing, resonating far beyond their physical form. And in those echoes, perhaps, lie mysteries that science has yet to unravel, leaving us with a lingering sense of unease and wonder. The Devil's Toy Box. The stories of haunted dolls tap into a universal fear that the things we trust to be harmless could, in fact, harbor unimaginable horrors. Whether these tales are true or the products of collective imagination, they persist, haunting our thoughts long after the lights go out. So, what do you think is behind the story of the devil and the doll? Could it be a case of the paranormal, psychological projection, or just pure coincidence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to watch more terrifying tales and unexplained phenomena. Thanks for watching, stay curious, stay brave, and let's keep exploring the world of the unknown together.